I'm Brendan Scullion. I'm chairman of the local Newcastle Castlewellan Cultore Erin branch, and I also am a parishioner in Castlewellan and have been since 1976. I suppose what I like about this town is its informality. It is a very friendly, laid-back little market town. It's got much busier over this past 10 to 15 years, and I just think it's a marvellous little place. Look around you, especially when you're standing at this building here and you've got the Mourne Mountains just right in front of you. You've got an absolutely fabulous sparse park up here, and which is well utilised, but probably could be even better if certain work was done. I think that would improve which will happen, the Arboretum will be brought back to its original. It used to be absolutely fabulous. Now it has gone downhill a wee bit, but hopefully some good work will bring that back into what it should be, and something to be proud of in the town here. I think they also probably should introduce more recreational facilities in the park, to bring the young ones in and get them doing something else apart from running around the roads or around the streets.
Stanley Rice, and I live in Burnbridge, out the road there. It's like out in the countryside.
Okay. Do you like Castlewellan?
Yeah, it's quite good, and I like some of the facilities here. I think there could be a wee bit more. Can I see some more, like maybe even a cinema? But that's too much, like more for us to do.
And what do you like to do?
Well, I like to have good fun, but sometimes a lot of the parks are vandalised, and you're like, you don't really know where to go.
Hello, my name is Doris McKenny. I'm living in Castlewellan now 33 years. I'm originally from South of Ireland, from County Louth, but I like up here now, and I wouldn't go back home. I like the area, and I like Castlewellan because it's a small community and everyone knows one another. There's easy access to everything, to primary schools and secondary schools, to the churches, to the shops. We're also beautiful scenery. We're just we have a lovely view of the mountains. We're near Newcastle, and for anyone who wants to commute to Belfast every day, it's a 30-mile drive, and a lot of people have come here and live here now and commute to Belfast. The only thing is that when I came first, the town had the two squares, one at either end. There was a great big wide streets. There was great parking. You could do your shopping, and now they have narrowed the streets and reduced the parking, and which means now that the access to the local shops, which was a great advantage to you having to run off to the city, has gone now. So I find that a bit of a disadvantage. But everything else now I like
Jeff
about.
Ingram, I'm the chairman of the Newcastle Arts Festival, which is a few miles from Castlewellan. I used to live in Castlewellan, and I really support any musical or any other type of arts event which is going. And Celtic Fusion's one of the better ones. So I'm all for it. I think it is one of those towns. It was built on a French model quite a long time ago. It's very unique, and I wouldn't think much should be changed about it really. It should stand on its own merits. And, people. I think if there's more going on,
I'm Margaret. I'm 20, and I've lived just outside Castlewellan for my whole life. Castlewellan's a great town. Like it always seems to be something happening anyway, whether it be sports events or music, and there's always been a great vibe about it. I guess it could probably do with a bit of a makeover. I think maybe it's just even things as far as pavements and I guess things like that. You look at Newcastle and Downpatrick, they've been recently done up in recent years. Maybe Castlewellan could do with the same treatment.
Okay, my name's Michael Donnelly, and I live just out the road outside Castlewellan, so I'm a local person. I was born and bred in Castlewellan. I grew up here, moved away for a long time, and then came back to Castlewellan. I'm part of the group that's helping to organise the integrated plan for Castlewellan. So at the minute we're trying to find out how to bring all the different stakeholders from Castlewellan together. So it's been a really nice process to go out and meet all the different groups who work in Castlewellan and people who live in Castlewellan. In terms of what I really like about Castlewellan, its location, I suppose, is the number one. So it's near the sea, it's near the mountains, it's got a forest, it's far enough away from the cities but close enough to them not to be totally isolated. So people are quite friendly as well, so it's got a nice pace of life. So I'd say sometimes it can be a bit small, so that's the downside of living in a rural area. It can get a bit crowded at times as well, so especially in the summertime, so it gets a bit stuffed up for traffic, and sometimes in terms of interesting things to do, it can run out of things to do, so you can get a bit samey about the places you can go and the types of I suppose events that are being run here. What would I value the most? I value its identity, that it's somewhere that is unique. So it doesn't have chain stores, so it's made up of independent places with people I think are independently minded. So I really improving it, I think, is providing more services, so there are more interesting things to do, both for locals and for visitors. So I wouldn't make a huge distinction between those two things. I would clean it up a bit as well. I think I could do with a bit of a touch-up. And what else would I do to improve it? I think getting people working together a bit more, understanding what a great place it is that they live in. I think if people appreciated that, then it would be cared for a little bit more.
I'm Sally Montgomery. I live in Clonvarhan. I shop in Castlewellan. I think it's a great place. The size of it is just about perfect, and it's got a lovely variety of shops. There's not much I don't like about Castlewellan. It's easy to park. If they ever brought in charging, I would be against it. What don't I like about Castlewellan? Well, clearly the Castlewellan Forest Park needs a facelift and needs a lot of attention to it. And I think we could just improve all of the amenities for young people. And if we could all work together, if we could pull all of the collective knowledge and skills to help maybe fund or find funding for some of the things that the community would like, then I think it would be a great place. And I also think it would be a great place if we all work together. And I hope this plan does that.
It's Misha Tony O'Prey. I spell first Joe Wikish. But Tommy McConey Shaw, niece one of Truckablananish, Tommy Postal Ban at Children Shaw, so Harry Man Shaw. August is well, it's Smilam and Pubble, Castlewellan to Pubble Fear Brewar and Shaw, the spurred into Shaw, Lation the dinner, and Castlewellan. August the cat Olin, Thomas with a Nicola the Farriga, a Nicola Slaveji, a Nicola the Parkana. So Tatasha get talk. August is Balya Bioge. August is made and a coney and Balya Tasha gay nice wonish. It's getting bigger. Tasha gay row war shilam. August your Hanig man sure dus truck up Leno him. The Eichni Ogum Achandinian Shaw. Achanish the Leichni Ogum or Achandinia. So Hanig strangers and Shaw, or if fake up Lanenish, but Shannon Sale. August ta Nismo Glustian Savalia. Too many cars. But while I'm a car, Nismo Nislu Glustian August Nismo Rochiochta August Dinjak Shul. Shannon. The currently Achrier Bayon is Milum and that's just Tommy Sassalation Mage and Balya, the size of the town, August Shingo Manish. So the Milum Nismo more of a Tasha.
Hello, I'm Nicholas McGregor. I've been involved in a few projects in Castlewellan, including Hilliard House and the Lodge here, the Cultural Centre, and I'm a member of Newcastle Coltus, who teach young people music, Irish traditional music, song and dance, 170 to 200 young people every week. And we're also organising Celtic Fusion for the 11th year running this year. So far Castlewellan's got everything that you need for a very sustainable and
healthy and reasonably happy existence. You've got the most beautiful scenery, you've got the Forest Park, you've got all the retail and commercial stuff that you need, and we've got a bit of culture here that I don't think a lot of other towns have, so we make the best of what we have, and we think we do a good job in promoting the town and promoting the things that make people want to live here. We would always want more people to be involved in things, and so maybe those people that are heavily involved think that a lot of people don't get involved. I think everybody does their bit in whatever walk of life they're in. We have very busy sporting clubs and all the rest. Possibly if we all were better able to work together and pull in one direction, we could probably do a wee bit more, probably do an awful lot more. I'd like to think this process, Castlewellan Futures, that's being embarked on, would be a way to get people more completely involved. We're hoping to get everybody's views over the next few months and put it all down and see can we get an agreement on the way forward. And I'd like to think that everybody will take a job away from it and try and do that job. So if you put those all together, maybe we'll get a few interesting projects going over the next year or two.